Hello everybody, this is VerticalSandwich and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest VIII, and we are in Simpleton. The long nightmare is over. Actually, what I did was I went back to Neos and took a shot at that giant golem guy that I showed you on the way in. His name is Talos, by the way. And, he destroyed me. Absolutely and totally murdered me. He does like 120 points of damage a punch. So, we're not ready to take him on yet. He has 800 hit points, by the way. And, the most damage I could do was about 30. So, my team did about 200 before they ran out of turns, So, what we're gonna do now is we're actually going to head where we're supposed to head. And continue. We've got Neos on our Zoom list now. We can always go back there if we need to. And we are eventually going to need to. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Western continent. And that'll be a little bit of a boat ride, but we'll get there. So. And then we'll be ready to do a whole new kind of line of plot things. So, other than that, good stuff. I mean, there'll be a lot of new stuff for us to play around with on the new continent, so, and it should go by, I guess, rather quickly, so I don't know. The plot line on the Western continent is reasonably short, comparatively. We wasted a lot of time on this continent, though, too. I mean, what's going to happen is we're really trying to spread out the side quest stuff over the course of the game. So we're progressing in the plot slower than I would have liked, and slower than kind of other LPs have, because I've been kind of checking video numbers against them, and some people at the video numbers we're at are way farther than we are. So, but you know, the point of that is to get to the end and be at the end. You know, rather than get to the end and be like, now watch me do a bunch of boring stuff. So, that was my, well, I've made that mistake in other LPs, so. Although, in all fairness, I think I did a good job with that for Final Fantasy VIII. So, getting kind of everything, just doing things as we went, and like, not having to do so many kind of auxiliary videos at the end. In fact, I think we only had like, there were 2 videos after the end of that game. So. See, that's what we want to see right there. Okay. So get everybody back in. I probably actually wouldn't really need to heal if it wasn't for... Oh no, I completely need to heal. Never mind. Yeesh. Alright, and we'll get to our boat, and I'll show you I'll show you where we're headed. But I mean, I don't know. There's really only, well, there's another place we could go, but we couldn't do anything there. So, and it would be pointless. It would be pointless to go. Well, there's a couple places we could go. I mean, exploring the ocean, there are several places we could go from here, but like, one would get our ass handed to us, and the other 2 are, the only thing that would be there would be arena monsters. So that big lake, or river, running between the sections of the Western continent, that's what we're going to drive up. Or boat up. I guess you don't... Well, you drive a boat? I don't know. You captain a boat, I think. I don't know. I took boater safety at one point. I had a talk with somebody on another LP channel. I posted a comment because they were talking about being from the South and being used to guns, and I was like, well, I'm from Wisconsin. And, like, I took hunter safety at 12, like, was raised with guns, and, like, took boater safety and, like, all that stuff, like, you know, every spring when my dad was sighting in guns, he would take me out on the back porch and make me hold a shotgun and shoot it, and if I cried, he was like, ah, it's too early. And then, like, you know, and was really into that, you know? Went duck hunting and stuff, never shot a duck. Never was able to hit a bird on the fly. And I kind of gave it up when I realized that, like, you know, it just wasn't a thing I wanted to do, you know? Like, kill stuff. But, like, I get people do it. Oh, Angelo got a level up! Hooray, Angelo! 5 skill points for him. We're still just pumping them into swords for him. Oh, we got... Those attack power increased by 20. Well, good. We need that. You know, just like, I realized that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't part of who I was. You know, I mean, I get why people do it, and... You know, I've been out, you know, with people who were doing stuff, but I love fishing. Like, man, I absolutely love, it's just being out on the water, like, I could fish all day and never catch anything. Like my dad, like, thinks he's, like, a serious fisherman and, like, likes to troll, like, which, if you don't know what that means, it means, because it doesn't mean what it means on the internet, it means, you know, letting the boat drift, or, like, running the boat really slow and pulling, like, spinning baits behind it. And, like, not me, I like to sit. I just like to sit and cast, or, like, better yet, like, just put a worm on a hook, like, throw it out there and watch the cork, like, and just enjoy, because there's beautiful lakes in Wisconsin. We have just gorgeous lakes up here. But anyway, so I was talking to somebody about how I don't think that, like, you know, the guns, hunting, like, that's not a south-north thing, it's a city-country thing. You know, you grow up on a farm. That stuff, you know, that's how you're raised. And my brother's still into that stuff. My brother still likes to, you know, he was way more into that kind of kid or guy than I was. Like, just really loves, you know. My dad and my brother like to go shoot trap. Like, that's what they like to do. And like me, I shoot occasionally just to, you know, to remember that I'm used to guns and stuff, and not let it become like a rusty skill, but like, I limit my hunting now to tin cans that I have, or to aluminum cans that I have set out in the yard or something. I mean, it's not it's not actual, you know. It's target practice for me now. I don't know why that's on my mind, like... Oh, because we talked about boating. That's why. Yeah, boater safety and stuff. Yeah, I took hunter safety in like 6th grade. In 6th grade, you can take hunter safety, and you have to bring your own gun. Okay, this sea dragon is not a random encounter. He appears under this bridge every time you drive through, and he'll figure into the plot later, but like... Ugh, Giga Flash. Now we're blind. Great. Alright, well, if we can't run from him... Well, we can't run from him and we can't see. So, I guess there's only one logical option. There we go. He dies really dramatically. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's not an incredibly tough enemy because, like I said, he figures into the plotline, and he figures into the plotline reasonably quickly. So, so what we have to look for is, once we get past that bridge, there's going to be a church on the left-hand side. And that'll be, like, first, it's a really great place. Ah, jeez. First strike, and let me guess, yeah, there we go. The jerk. This sea dragon's a jerk. First off, it'll be a great place to rest. It'll be a good place to save our game. And it'll be, you know, our kind of contact point for this continent. So anytime we want to come back, we can just, you know, zoom to that church. Two hits, nice. Or did I miss something? All right. So, anyway. So once we get to the church, like I said, then that'll be kind of our gateway to this continent. And from there we'll have just a whole bunch of stuff to do. Although the plot's pretty linear, kind of taking us further and further inland. So, you know, whatever. We'll make it work. Alright. So, here it is. And, there's a treasure chest around the outside of it. There it is. Oh. A Spitnik and a great saber cat. Spitniks are really weird looking. Like, I mean, if you saw something like that floating around, you would be terrified. You'd be like, what? What the? Great saber cats, I mean, they look weird, but they look, you know, based on the biology of animals we're familiar with. I mean, like, it's just a variation of, like, a tiger or something. I mean, it's not. There, we killed the Spitnik. Jeez, that thing's got quite a bite, but I guess it's like a giant cat, you know, like. Alright, let's get our treasure. And, it's a tough guy tattoo! I have 4 tough guy tattoos. Not in my inventory, like I have 4 tattoos. Anyway. There's a little known, there's a trivia fact for you. VerticalSandwich has 4 tattoos! Yeah. I haven't gotten a tattoo in, like, years, though. I mean, I got them all, like, when I was, well, before 25. I got the first one when I was 18, like, a month after I turned 18. Alright, well, there's a mini-medal. Alright, I've not been able to sleep a wink since I saw it. I mean, no one expects to see a jester come running across the sea like that. He ran off along the shoreline, so he was probably headed for Baccarat. I just wish I could put the image out of my head. Alright. Did you hear that, Switch? He must be talking about Dune Magus. We should go and investigate this Baccarat place and see if we can't pick up his trail. Oh, blimey! Alright. Yay. I don't understand why they didn't put voices in there. Alright, so we're gonna stay. And then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Princess Minnie's place. We're gonna zoom back there. We're gonna turn in our 1 mini-medal. Because the next item is the posh waistcoat, which is a good piece of armor for Angelo. And we'll get that, then we'll come back here, and then we'll go to Baccarat. I promise. See, now we can zoom to the Seaview Church, so, you know, we won't have to ride the boat for a little while. Ride the boat, captain the boat, drive the boat. Ah, it's a callback to an earlier conversation. Because that's what good comedians do, they bring it around. I'm not a comedian, oh my god. Although I went to a comedy club in New York once, and it was like an amateur night, and some of the people up there were just, I mean, it was just awful. It was just horrible. Alright, anyway, yeah, totally brought to 36. And we get a posh waistcoat. So, which is a funny name. And we get Staff of Divine Wrath at 45. Not a big deal. So, we won't be chomping at the bit for that one. Alright, and yeah, look at that jump in defense. That's awesome. Alright, bye everybody.